Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Let's just go straight to business this evening, where it's also a good news. Yes, it seems Nigerian sporting world for the year 2025, we are going to be recording good news victories all around in the sporting world. Yes, it was another turning point, another good side for Nigerian sport at the Busley World Cup 2025 in St. Moritz. That is where the event went down, and one Nigerian participated at that particular event. That is Nigeria Diagbo, who celebrated a successful debut in the World Cup. This is the first time she will be attending the World Cup, representing Nigeria in the skeleton event. It is Simidele Adeagbo, who achieved this feat over the weekend. It was actually a good one. The first time she will be attending that event, representing Nigeria and putting Nigerian name on the world map at the International Busley and Skeleton Federation World Cup in St. Moritz, Switzerland. Adeagbo secured a top 25 finishes in the women's monobob event, marking Nigeria's debut at that particular one. She's 43 years of age, still doing good things, and she actually ran two races, Friday and Saturday, and she finished on the 23rd position in both races. So finishing in the top 25 of that event was a good one. She's the African queen, African sleigh queen, as in that event representing Nigeria and then the continent of Africa. We have Elana Taylor of America, who won a silver medal at the Olympic Games, was claimed the victory at the end of the monobob races at the Busley. When we say Busley, it's an event. It's just it's different. I know a lot of person will be want to associate Busley with this particular event. The Busley is like, it has a ball shape. It's a moving object with it has a flat panel at the bottom side, and it's on a very smooth surfaces. That is when you have to play the event. If you actually if you see the snow sleigh event, you know what I'm talking about. So it was a good one. You'll be pushing it, you'll be pushing the object, and the speed at which you're going will be calculated. That is how the event is. So let's see how it's going to look like for the year 2025 when it comes to the Bob sleigh event for Nigeria. The sport is actually trying to gain ground in Nigeria. I know a lot of persons have not really keyed into this sport, but the federation, I will advise the federation, go to the grassroots. It is just go to schools, the primary schools, secondary schools, and probably the universities. There are talents, there are players, there are those athletes who will be interested in this particular sport. So congratulations to our own Simidele for putting Nigerian name on the global map in this particular sport. 23rd, she finishes in both races, and she is among the top 25 of that event. All right, let's leave that. Yes, some hours away from now, the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations draw will take place at Mohammed V Theatre in Morocco. And like I said, in the morning we looked at that. We have our own Nigerian Richel and co, and then African legends would be there to witness the draw. And we have former Super Eagles captain who will be part of the draws. That is Joseph Yobo. So that event will be coming up hours away from now at the Mohammed V Theatre in Rabat, Morocco. But 90 countries will watch the tournament draw ceremony tonight, including Nigeria. Definitely will be seeing where Nigeria will be on, as in will be, the group they will be playing against. We showed the pots in the morning. We looked at the port 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Nigeria is in port 1 alongside host Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, who are the holders of the cup. We have Egypt, Algeria, and Senegal in port 1. All of them are in port 1. These are the top 5 countries, including Nigeria, the top 6 countries on the FIFA ranking and on the rankings of the African continent. Yes, the port is on the screen right now. Port 1, we have Morocco, who are hosting, Senegal, Egypt, Algeria, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, who are the holders of the cup. And then in port 2, former champions are in there. Mali, we have Tunisia, we have South Africa, we have DR Congo, we have Burkina Faso. So every team in port 1, there's no the possibility of both teams playing each other in port 1 is not there. So Nigeria will avoid all of these teams. So we are going to be seeing they will be playing teams from port 2, Cameroon, Mali, Tunisia, South Africa, DR Congo, Burkina Faso. They will pick one team here in port 2, one team in port 3, and one team in port 4. So the possibility that Nigeria will face Cameroon, Mali, Tunisia, South Africa, DR Congo, Burkina Faso is there. They will be in the same group. Also, Nigeria might be in the same group with Gabon, Angola, Zambia, Uganda, Equatorial Guinea, Benin Republic. Whoever they pick will face Nigeria in the group that Nigeria will find themselves. Also in port 4. So it's good. I think I love the way the ports are coming in from CAF. Yes, grouping the top teams in one group and then the other top teams mixing them up. Especially in port 2, you have former champions Cameroon who are in there also. We have Mali, one of the strong countries in Africa. We have Tunisia, South Africa, who hosted in 1996 and they lifted it. That is South Africa. DR Congo, former champions, Burkina Faso. So it's quite an interesting one in port 2. Probably, maybe Nigeria might not face Cameroon, Mali, Tunisia. Maybe, just maybe, South Africa will be in our group this time. DR Congo will be in our group. Burkina Faso will be in our group. But in my own opinion, from my perspective, I believe Nigeria might not face Cameroon, Mali, Tunisia. But from South Africa, DR Congo, Burkina Faso, Nigeria might just have one of them in their group. But let's see how it goes. It's going to be an interesting draw tonight, right there in Rabat, Morocco. So we'll be bringing the updates from that country, the draws, and we'll give you the group that Nigeria would be placed in. All right, let's leave that. 90 countries, like I said, will watch that draws tonight. Let's come back home quickly. We look at the Nigerian Premier Football League. One team now will have to adopt a new venue for their home ground. Yes, they are leaving Lafia Township Stadium, going to another home ground, that is the Tafawa Balewa Stadium, that is in Bauchi. Now we're talking about Lobby Stars, who will be leaving that is the Lafia Township Stadium to adopt the Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi as their new home ground. So for Lobby Stars, that is the Apaku Stadium in Makurdi, is still under renovation, and probably before the season runs over, definitely that stadium will be ready for use. But it is what it is. They are leaving Lafia now, going to another home ground. Yes, we know that Nasarawa United are struggling, so they want to take back their stadium. Let's use our stadium for our home matches. But it is what it is for Lobby Stars. What it means is that the state government should do all they can within their power and see that they fix that stadium so that they can go back home. There's nothing like you playing your home matches on your home turf. We're still looking at the Nigerian Premier Football League, the NPFL, and one game we talked about it in the morning. We looked at that fixture, but the game is already on, and for Enyimba of Aba, 9-time winner of the Nigerian Premier Football League, they've won it more than any other team in the country, are losing by 2 goals to Kwara United. It's an away fixture, that is Enyimba and Kwara United. The first goal coming in the 6th minute of action from the spot. Wasiu Alade converted it from the spot and gave Kwara United the lead. And then the second goal was scored by Junior Amifua on the that is on the 38 minutes of action. The game is in the second half right now. 52 minutes of action played so far, and it's 2-0 against Enyimba. That is the People's Elephant in the Nigerian Premier Football League. For Enyimba, it is one of their rescheduled fixtures. Initially, they were supposed to play Bendel Insurance in March the 20th, but they have to finish with some of their standing game because of their continental engagement. So they are 2 goals down right now in Ilorin. What can they do? Can they come back? Stanley Neguma and his foot soldiers. Yes, they say when 2 elephants fight, the grass suffer. We are seeing the suffering of Enyimba, the suffering of that grass now at the Ilorin Township Stadium in Kwara, where they Enyimba of Aba, that is the People's Elephant, are 2 goals down. Let's see what they can do before the end of 90 minutes in that game. There were games also in the Nigerian National League, that is NNL. Match day 7. We had games played over the weekend in March the 7th of the Nigerian National League. And it's also the 2nd tier league in Nigeria where teams are being promoted to the MPFL. So it's March the 7th. They started, the NNL started in November. That was November 30th last year. And now it's March the 7th already in the Nigerian National League. And we had some interesting game over the weekend. We have Abuja teams also playing in the NNL. We are hoping and we are still keeping our fingers crossed to see an Abuja-based football club side playing in the top tier league in Nigeria. To me, it's a shame that no team from the Federal Capital Territory is playing in the top league of the land. It's just as if where you no longer see Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace playing in the English Premier Football League. These 3 teams I just mentioned playing in the championship. Wow. It is what it is. So we are still keeping our fingers crossed to see that a team from Abuja is playing in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Let's look at those results quickly. On the screen right now, we had in Conference A where Dakada defeated Igbajo 3-1, and Crown FC of Oshogbo and Abia Comets played a goalless draw. Warri Wolves 1-0 against 1472 FC, and Inter Lagos trashed Smart City 3-1. Ijele SC beat Edel 1-0 in Conference B. 2-0 against Madiba FC, that is Sporting Lagos. It is an away victory. And then we have Kun Khalifa FC, they lost to First Bank FC of Lagos. Abakaliki FC and Solution FC played a goalless draw. And then ABS of Ilorin lost to Rovers, that is Calabar Rovers 3-2. And then Gospel Akpabio team, that is called Gospel Akpabio United FC, beat Osun United 1-0. In Conference C, we had Mighty Jets beating Zamfara United 1-0. Jigawa Golden Stars 1-0 against Gombe United. It was a Northern Affairs in both games, Mighty Jets and Zamfara, Jigawa and Gombe United. And then Wiki Tourist, that game, Wiki Tourist was losing in the first half of that game. That game is still on against Sokoto United. And then for Conference D, we have Kada Warriors 1-1 against Basira FC. Yobe Desert Stars trashed Kebbi United 3-1, and Sporting Supreme FC of Abuja, they lost at home to Doma United 2-1. Let's look at the table quickly. Like I said, Sokoto United is leading Wiki Tourist 1-0 in that game. Let's have the table, Conference A, B, C, and D. We have the table of Conference A now, where Warri Wolves is leading with 15 points. Abia Comets have 13 points, who are second. Beyond Limits FA are third with 11 points. We have Smart City with 10 points. Crown, Inter Lagos, Dakada, and then we have Igbajo United 1 point at the bottom of Conference A. In Conference B, Kun Khalifat FC leads the charge with 16 points, followed by Osun United, who have 13 points. Rovers of Calabar has 11, the same point with Solution FC. Sporting Lagos at 5th there with 10 points, and we have First Bank of Lagos occupying the bottom with just 1 point. Then Conference C and D. Let's look at the Conference C and D table quickly. Well, if we can have that on the screen. Okay, we have Mighty Jets of Jos, who lost their own game with 11 points leading. Wiki Tourist are second with 10 points. We have Sokoto United, who are leading right now. If they win, they will have 11 points. And then Topo Wiki Tourist from the second position. We have Gombe United, Barawa FC of Kano, Jigawa Golden Stars, Zamfara with 5 points occupying the bottom. And then Conference D, Yobe Desert Stars 11 points, Basira, Doma United, Sporting Supreme of Lagos, Sporting Supreme of Abuja have 7 points there. Kebbi United, Kada Warriors, and Adamawa United having 4 points occupying the bottom of Conference D. It's match day 7 in the Nigerian National League. All right, let's leave the country and quickly go straight to Europe, and we start with La Liga. The result quickly, we just look at the result in La Liga for the weekend, where Real Madrid put up a fantastic performance for Kylian Mbappe. He got his first hat-trick for Real Madrid in La Liga for Real Madrid. Las Palmas played a 1-1 draw with Osasuna. Real Mallorca lost to Real Betis. Atletico Madrid played 1-1 with Villarreal. Sevilla won, Espanyol won, and Real Valladolid, Kylian Mbappe scoring all 3 goals against Valladolid in that game. Rayo Vallecano 2-1 against Girona. Real Sociedad lost at home to Getafe 3-0. Athletic Club and Leganés played a goalless draw, and Barcelona in a 7-star performance, 7-star general they called themselves last night. It was 7-1 against struggling Valencia. Let's look at the table quickly, and then we'll just run over it. We have Real Madrid topping with 49 points, 4 points ahead of Atletico Madrid, who has 45 points second. Barcelona 42 points on the 3rd position. Athletic Bilbao are 4th with 40 points. Villarreal, Real Mallorca, Rayo Vallecano, Girona, Real Sociedad, Real Betis. And then the flip side of the table quickly, let's look at the bottom team in there. Real Valladolid remains at the bottom with just 15 points and minus 28 goal difference, and Osasuna starting the second side of the table with 27 points. Also, there were games in the German Bundesliga. Yes, Bayer Leverkusen continues to cruise. They are looking at it. Okay, if we can wrestle that position back from Bayern Munich, who are also doing well. Let's look at the German Bundesliga result for the weekend in Germany. Like I said, Bayer Leverkusen getting a win. Wolfsburg and Holstein Kiel 2-2. Augsburg 2-1 against Heidenheim. Borussia Dortmund at the Duna Park played a 2-2 draw with Werder Bremen. Freiburg won, Bayern Munich 2. Mainz 5 2-0 against VfB Stuttgart. We have RB Leipzig against Bayer Leverkusen 2-2 draw. I beg your pardon. Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-0 against VfL Bochum. Hoffenheim 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 2, St. Pauli 3-0 against Union Berlin. We'll just look at the first side of the German Bundesliga table, just the first side. Bayern Munich leads with 48 points, and Bayer Leverkusen are second with 42 points. Frankfurt are third with 37 points, and we have Freiburg with 27 points occupying the 10th position. And in the French Ligue 1, we just look at the first side of the French Ligue 1 table. PSG playing a 2-2 draw with Reims over the weekend. Let's look at just the first side of the table in the French Ligue 1, because, like I said, 2-2 draw for PSG, who are leading the charge in the French Ligue 1. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show this evening. Sports update. Thanks for watching. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.